What's up, YouTube? Day 25 of the October Horror Movie Challenge. A little less than a week to go until the end of October. Still pumping them along, still trying to get to 100. Today was a good day, 4 films in. First film, classic, Tobe Hooper. Just one of the staples of the horror genre. That's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's really nothing to say about this. If you're watching these, you have to be a horror fan. You have to have some appreciation for Texas Chainsaw Massacre and what it brought to the genre. Just how gritty and everything it is. It also, like, a lot of people see it or think of it that haven't seen the film before, and they think that it's this bloody, like, disgusting film. And there's really not much bloodshed in the entire film. A lot of it happens off screen, which is just amazing that he did it. It's kind of similar to the shark in Jaws. Not seeing it just makes it that much better, and less is more kind of approach. But there's really nothing like other to say about it. I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre probably legit 40, 50 times just over the course of my life. Always seeing it. Love part 2. I kind of like part 3. Part 4 is pretty terrible. The first remake I kind of dug. I didn't even mind the 2017 film with kind of like the backstory of the Sawyer clan and everything. Just all in all, it's one of the pillars of the genre. Just a staple there, one of the classics. Every other cliche you could say for it, basically. 7 out of 10. If you're watching this review, I guarantee you've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you didn't, you should go out and watch it immediately. Second film I watched was the movie of the day, and I'm going to butcher this name, but it's Antropophagus. I think Antropophagus, a Greek film about about a couple who goes to this island, and there's this maniac kind of killing people off. And this film is most famous for being on the video nasty list in the 80s in England. But other than that, it's just kind of like a straightforward, like, gory. It's not really a slasher flick. It kind of is. People are getting killed in all different ways, but it's just kind of like a very gory, very just a lot of not a real high body count, but like all the kills are pretty good and pretty gruesome. Everything works in there. It's kind of a cheap made movie, but it's a decent 80s. I hate to say slasher because it's really not a slasher film. It's a guy killing people, but it's just watching it, you'll see it's not really a slasher film. It's also not the best. Like, it's not produced really well. It feels like it's a little lower budget, and it's probably because it's a Greek production being transferred over to like American release and everything, and it was butchered with like so many different names and all different versions. Like, if you go on YouTube, you can find different versions of the film, and it comes up with different names in the opening credits and everything. For the gore alone, it was pretty decent though. I give it a 5.5 out of 10. Another film on the video nasty list that I checked off, and that's something I want to do. I do want to watch all the video nasty films just to see what the big moral panic was of the 80s, that all these films had to be banned and everything. But other one off the list. Third film I watched was similar in vein, I thought, to this film I watched earlier, which was called Mikey. And this film that I watched this time was called Paperboy, and it's the same thing. Kid just not being the best behaved young kid, and hurting people and killing people and everything. And it opens up with like this awesome kind of scene where like he's like killing this old woman and everything, and it just really, really interesting film. And the 90s just had those like throwaway like horror films like this, like Mikey, even like The Dentist, like films you would catch on like Showtime or HBO at night, and they're not the best made films, but they just have some cool scenes and stuff, or something that you'll remember. And this is no different. This is in that same vein and everything. It just has a lot of it has nothing that's like crazy different, but it's just like, I don't know, it's a solid watch. It's just a film you can put on, kill an hour and a half. It's on YouTube. Another film you could pop on there and watch. I give it a 6 out of 10. I liked it. I don't think it's anything amazing, but it's got kind of like a little higher rewatch value, I think. Just something about it really worked for me. I don't know what it is, but I just dug it. Maybe it's that 90s nostalgia that's starting to creep into everything. I don't know. Possible. But 6 out of 10. And the last film I watched, talking about 90s nostalgia, now we're going to talk about 80s nostalgia, which is even bigger. But last time I watched today was Summer of '84, which I heard nothing but like praise for this film. Like, everybody talking, you got to watch this. You got to watch this film. It's amazing. Everything about it's amazing. I'm not going to lie. Like, getting into it, It was slow, and they throw all like the tropes of the 80s at you. I mean, like the scene of them in like the clubhouse feels so much like Stand By Me and everything. And them on the bikes, it feels like E.T. or the Goonies. Just everything like they throw at you, like they're going hardcore, like similar to Stranger Things and everything. But there's a part in the film where like it clicks over, and kind of like everything kind of starts falling into place. And when that happens, the movie really does pick up and really gets good. And I mean, I don't think it's like a full-fledged horror film. Like it does feel kind of like a thriller at that point, with them going after the kill and everything. But people that get killed in it, you wouldn't expect to get killed. Like a couple deaths like surprise you when they happen and everything. But I do think it does stand up to what everybody was rating it and everything. Everybody was throwing like how good it was and everything. It was very, very well done. You catch it on Shudder. They have it streaming on there. I just think it's a nice. It's one of those good films that came in the genre. Like I think one of my, like, after the 30 days, I think I'm going to do a video of, like, the top 10, in my opinion, horror films that come out in, like, the past, like, 3 or 4 years. Because you had, like, a lot of, like, nothing released in theaters, really. Like, these under-the-radar films. Like, I mean, yeah, The Witch was released in theaters and Hereditary released in theaters. But, like, you know, these other films, like Summer of '84, that kind of, like, went under the radar and weren't, like... I mean, the only, like, press to get is, like, Facebook and, you know, horror groups, Bloody Disgusting and everything like that. Upcoming horror movies, just them talking about it on there. That's like the only press. So it's usually in the horror community, which the horror community a lot of times will watch any horror film, at least give it a shot to, you know, see how it is. But this is definitely something that stands up. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. A very good film, I thought. Very well done. I dug it. So 4 films in, marching on to 100. We'll see if we do it. 6 more of these videos. So catch you on the flip side.